Welcome to Toyah and Robert's Agony Aunts, your deeply unqualified chums, ready to give you a pile of useless answers to at least a few of your many burning questions.
I hope you're all okay this week. In the UK, we're in lockdown. Looking out the window, you'd think everyone was just ignoring it. It's still as busy as ever. But we hope you and your loved ones are okay. Robert Arthur Loads, you ask, are there any artists you still like that never had the success you believe they deserved?
Keith Tippett, the jazz pianist, one of the very finest jazz musicians in England in the past 50 years, who flew from us earlier this year. Keith got to the point where he was picking potatoes for 3 years.
The thing was, Keith didn't compromise his talent. He was one of the most extremely talented keyboard players. I'd like to suggest Bill Rieflin. Now, all of us know that Bill had success, but what you might not know is he had the most beautiful singing voice in the world. And I feel very strongly that he should have pushed to be a solo artist. I think he would have been enormous. I think he would have given David Sylvian a run for his money. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. Extraordinary
talent. So, Val, you ask, Mr. Fripp, Mrs. Willcox. Mrs. Willcox, that's lovely. How much different would the world be if we had a third arm that grew from the centre of our chest?
Oh, yes, much better. When the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, the middle hand will say that way.
Yeah, and I don't think my chest would be so popular, but I could hold a painting against the wall while screwing it in at the same time. And I think my husband would love me to have a third arm. Michael Ray, you ask, who would you most have liked to have formed a supergroup with?
Well, who are you, lovey?
Well, this is a past tense question. My present tense question is Robert, me, Simon Darlow, possibly Mick Fleetwood on drums. If Mick wasn't available because Fleetwood Mac are so successful, then I'd go for Jeremy.
Yes.
Can you tell me Jeremy's surname?
Jeremy Stacey.
Thank you. I have such a problem with names. This is my extreme dyslexia, so I apologise.
My wife suffers.
Oh God, it just drives me bonkers. I have a huge IQ and I can't remember names. Mark, you say, I have just caught up on Agony Aunts and the videos while practicing. How do I...
Assuage my guilt.
Thank you.
Might be pronounced assuage, but I will say, my wife has dyslexia, I come from Dorset. The accent means any foreign language is really unpronounceable, and shall we say the English language is also mostly unpronounceable?
Well, how do you answer Mark's question?
I would say give yourself an easier time, lighten up on yourself, be guilt-free, guilt does us no good whatsoever, and give up your lunch to practice.
And don't you think you've been punished enough? You have given us your time, your valuable time in your life to watch Agony Aunts. Don't criticise yourself. Don't punish yourself. We thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Now, this is a really profound question from Carol Gibbon. Do you and Robert still share a tea bag?
All right. Now, Carol made us a cup of tea when we were in the Winnebago at a festival you were doing.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So Carol then made us a cup of tea and we shared the tea bag. And yes, we continue to share tea bags when we go down the garden for a cup of tea after lunch.
I prefer my tea stronger now, so I have the first dip. Simon Ramshaw, I'm in need of urgent help with a rather tricklish marital freaky time problem. I quite like the maid's outfit and the schoolgirl uniform was delightful, but this time my wife has gone too far. She says the tiny wriggly arms are a turn on, but I absolutely refuse to wear the new dinosaur outfit she's bought for me. How should I best negotiate this tricky dilemma?
Oh, that's easy. Suit and tie, dude.
You think that's a turn on?
I'll have to ask my wife.
I prefer the dinosaur outfit. I would say wear the dinosaur outfit. Simon, it's all important to your marriage. So Carl, you say, I want to know what's in the handbag. This is just, okay, handbag.
I have no idea what's in the handbag.
The red handbag. The crown of authority. That's mine. It gets worn a lot in this house. And then, of course, there is something that Simon might be interested in, and it's a whip.
Sweetly, this is too perverse.
And talking of perverse, I always keep my husband's underpants in my bag. When they're not in the bag, they're hanging on the light fitting above our head. So you asked, I hope that's answered your question.
I certainly hope it hasn't.
So James Smith, you say, where was this filmed? That must be Paranoid.
Yes, Paranoid. All right, I can tell you where this is. I have moved world headquarters, my personal office, from over the road to closer to our home. And
Do you feel informed by that?
this is my new office space, which is being refurbished at the moment, and it was formerly a bank. The bank moved into a lovely house on the street in 1929, and we were filming in the bank vault that was put in 1929. There is another more recent bank vault from the 1960s, which we've not yet got as far as.
Okay, these two bank vaults are absolutely beautiful. One is literally a few feet away from here. And we went in one day and someone had closed and locked the vault door. And we had no idea if anyone was trapped in there. And we had to try and get a locksmith. The locksmith would have charged £3,000 sterling to pick the lock. So we decided that our builder, our master builder, would go in through the wall. It took 48 hours. And we really had to do this in case someone was trapped in the bank vault. I have never been so worried in my life. The wall was over about 1.5 foot thick.
At least.
With metal bars going through the wall.
It was a bank vault.
It was a bank vault. I mean, someone could have broken in if they had a jackhammer and
a pneumatic drill in 48 hours on their hands.
And didn't mind the noise they made, but we got in and no one was in there. So this building has been an adventure. It has two beautiful bank vaults, and the one underground was where we shot the films last week. So Jackie Keeler, you ask, if you, Toyah, and this is specifically for me, if you could change one thing in your life, what would it be? See the list, Jackie, see the list. So I've thought through this a lot. Firstly is I don't sleep. I have long-term insomnia. It's completely incurable. I would love to be able to sleep because on those rare times I do actually have a night's sleep. I feel so normal and so human in the morning. That would change my life forever. But Jackie, I can't keep it to one thing. I'd love a team because I do everything. I come up with the ideas, I shoot the ideas. I am one of the co-writers on the songs. I do my own accounts now because of lockdown. It's just too much, and I would love a team. You've got your team, haven't you?
Yes, dear. It took many decades to put it in place.
So if you could change one thing in your life, what would it be? Would it be your wife?
I would change nothing in my life.
I'd like to.
I have everything that I need to be.
It's good to hear. So we're on our last question from Steve Bryant. Toyah, question for me. Oh, Buggy, thank you. What are a man's best qualities for you? Well, I have to talk about Robert. Robert's best.
It's not compulsory, dear.
Yes, but I know that Steve is asking for a man's best qualities. I think masculinity is a very beautiful thing. I think there's something very gorgeous and obviously very sexy about it. When looking at you, your best qualities are that you never stand still, you're always learning, and that is fabulous to be with. You are kind, you are never, ever psychologically or physically aggressive, and that is just phenomenal. and you are great fun. And especially in lockdown, Robert has become, I think, the best I've ever known him. He's so happy at being here. He's loving being here. And I love that we can do really stupid things and laugh a lot. So you don't get off the hook, because Steve says, Robert, a lady's best qualities. That's a lady. I might not be included here.
You are a lady, sweetie, and I would say a smile and a kind word.
So, and about me?
Keep smiling, dear. But you've said, you've presented some lovely kind words about me.
I know, I think my husband inherited a nightmare the day he married me.
No, that's going too far, dear.
So, magic chords.
Well, or magic chords, or magic fairy fingers, or magic whatever it is. I've been giving some thought here because I have quite a few lovely magic things I'd like to present. Remember that? Well, we're not going to do that this week, although I was tempted. So, what we're going to do is a pattern in 6. Lots and lots of variations, which my wife will begin to be frustrated. So look, here's 1 or 2. Could be. And then put it in a 5. Bollocks. Bollocks.
Bollocks.
We can do it in 6 with bollocks on the last beat. Well, look, there we are. So if you'd like to look at this, we can have more fun with that in coming weeks if magic notes and chords are of your choice.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Christmas is coming, so I just want to remind you that if you want to order the lyric sheets, I do little artworks and then I do some lyrics down there. So we've got to kind of hit the Christmas rush. To get stuff to the USA, I think our last date is something like November the 30th for it to hit the Christmas week. Robert does his aphorisms. I do all of that, which is a technique of metal leaf layering. So if you'd like these, the addresses will be up after this. So everyone in the UK, most of us are in lockdown. So, and all of you in the USA, well, you're having an adventure of your own this week. We really care. We want you to be safe. We want you to have the life of your dreams. So please do not suffer in silence. Reach out if you need someone to talk to. It's an honour to do this. Please keep sending your questions in. And I would just love to tell my husband that he's never been cuter.
There you are, chums out there. Please be well. Stay safe from cuter Robert.
Lots of love.
Lead me into temptation. Let the party begin. I open up my soul to a multitude of sins.